Hey everybody, welcome to Wednesday post. I'm doing 2 a week, Wednesdays and Fridays. And Wednesdays are going to be dedicated for kind of additional materials, not necessarily focusing on a specific device that we're wanting to break down and replicate. So if you'll check into the last post we had, we're focusing right now on the Bedini device to replicate. In this post, I wanted to share with you T. Henry Moray's valve, or the Moray valve. You may have heard of it. There's some interesting information in the documents and files that we have about that I wanted to share. I wanted to put it out there. I wanted to see if there are folks out there that are familiar with the valve, already have maybe tried to replicate it. Maybe this additional information will make that process easier. I'd love to connect with you or anyone you might know that would have that kind of experience. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and you'll be able to see kind of our starting point. So what I want to really get going with here is, let's see, where is that screen here? It's kind of a video recap of T. Henry Moray. This was done by the Disclosure Project in their film called Sirius, and I believe it was released in the mid 2015, 2014 timeframe, I believe. So I'll go ahead and play that for you now.
Dr. T. Henry Moray developed the Moray Valve, a device for extracting radiant energy from the zero-point field, and demonstrated this device hundreds of times and had dozens of signed affidavits supporting his science. Yet in the end, even these two notable scientists were ignored and bullied. Dr. Moray's device was hammered down and broken into pieces by a competitor, and before he could finish reconstruction, he passed away of natural causes.
So that's his device.
Dr. T. Henry.
That's just a little recap I wanted to share. And as I did some research on him, this is the kind of a really good recap that I put together for him. So I'll share this link on the post. But really, to review this, the Moray valve is a device based on the discovery of a mixture of materials that would act as a one-way gate for high-frequency oscillations of space, so that the energy could go through the material more readily in one direction. And so I really like how they liken this to say water. So if you have a flow of water going into the gate, going in through each valve, it serves as a gate. It's a one-way gate. The assembly of the device required multiple stages, and these were used in a series of collectors which contained enough energy to be useful. Theoretically, there was no limit to the number of collectors, and I have heard that to be true. I've heard that he was able to, the different tests that he ran, he was able to go quite significantly high ranges of output, beginning from smaller ones to much higher ones. A little background on T. Henry Moray. He was inspired by Nikola Tesla, finished high school in Salt Lake, and then went abroad to study in Sweden, actually. So this was in 1912 time frame. In the 20s and 30s, he improved his devices, particularly the detector tube. And the tube was used, well, as you can see here, it's a variation of the transistor idea. Anyways, the patent office refused to grant him a patent for various reasons, and there were also delays when he actually tried to bring the device to market. And this is something I like to highlight, because some people ask me, why isn't this stuff out there? Why, if multiple people have, or different people have developed these devices, why aren't they in the marketplace? Again, I'm not going to profess to be an expert in everything and everyone, but this is what I have heard from others that have done a lot of research. That essentially they either get shut down by the patent office, or like in Moray's work, he was actually sued by his I think investors here. So there was irrelevant patent and devices were also presented as being infringed upon. So it's either investors or the patent office, or who knows exactly what combination of that they were getting on his back and preventing this from being patented or being produced. They were just stopping him. Ultimately, the device he developed was destroyed. So here you can see that the Moray's device uses 29 stages, which were difficult to produce. And anyways, so also getting the materials, apparently, according to this article, was challenging. So moving on, I will go ahead and pull up a schematic of what I have here. So this is the Moray valve. This is a filing of a patent that he put, for the valve. And then you'll see in the patent filing this diagram, if you were to pull that up. But these are additional notes that the documents I have are including. So these are added on to describe what these different things are. And then here's additional notes. So the oscillator tube, high capacity, high or low vacuum. So the elements affect brush discharge. Elements affect brush discharge. This one, it seems it's quite a bit for me to even really try to begin to break it down. But I thought this would be interesting to share. And again, curious if any of you guys out there, or ladies, have any knowledge or experience of working on this device. Please share this, this video, or at least our incubator, with anyone you may know that could have additional information, or maybe this information would be helpful to them. So you can see just additional notes added to these diagrams, and then additional notes below. So here it tells you what the rounded stone contains. So here it gives you a breakdown of all the different materials. Zinc, germanium, into a hard rounded stone. This is rounded stone, is delicately supported. Sulfide 137, bismuth 136. The stone has remarkable amplifying and rectifying properties. So I will have a link to this document, of course, on the post. The detector, again, I won't read this for you guys. I'll let you read this at your pace. Of course, please remember not to copy or download these documents outside of the incubator. These are intended just for members. It's how we raise funds, and obviously how I attract new members, and our goal being to develop replicas of these devices, and share share the whole secret sauce, the whole IP with the world, really, and then come up with products built upon this technology. But again, here it tells you again, the stone, rounded stone, formed under high pressure, and here it tells you the different materials included. You can see, right, someone else collaborated here and added, filled in the blanks, literally. And then here's a diagram of it. You can see a portion of here, a little cut off. Again, the way it's explained to me, these were scans done by some, I believe, Sechka, who was a case officer with the CIA, and he was collecting all of this information. No idea where he got it from or how he obtained this information. I'm just grateful that the Disclosure Project with Stephen Greer was gracious enough to share it with us so that we can help share this information and make replicas, support other inventors that are touching upon these technologies. And I thought this one is pretty famous. I mean, here you can see more detailed information, an actual schematic of what is put where. I mean, again, no idea, guys, no idea really what I'm looking at. But maybe someone out there does. So here's another one. This is something interesting. Again, it's not something I'm very clear on, but again, you can see another scan here. I believe this is intended for John Bedini, and then this is given to him by I can't even read the last name there, but apparently it's just a rough copy of the schematic from inside the Moray machine. The Moray machine, and then you can see it looks like there's some schematics, and he sort of scratches off a part, and there's another schematic here of a filter. It looks like then he starts work on more aspects of it here, but it looks like a kind of finished versions of it are down here, the last 2 pages. So you can see here, and then you can see here. So these look like circuit drawings for electrical circuit. So all that to say, perhaps the information in this document, as well as this document, might fill in some gaps for some people out there that are researching, have researched, or are familiar with the Moray valve or the Moray machine. Please let us know. Again, I know the incubator literally is just getting started. We're just getting things going, but you're the reason why we're here. And so I look forward to hearing from everybody, and stay tuned for Friday. That'll be our usual Friday Zoom call, and I look forward to touching base with you guys then.